Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on something called Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or, RAG for short. It's the tech that's finally bridging the gap between an AI's static, frozen knowledge and the real, live world. It's what makes AI smarter, more current, and maybe for the first time, actually trustworthy.
You know that feeling, right? You ask an AI chatbot a question about a recent event, and it hits you with something like, "I don't have information beyond my last update in 2022. It feels like you're talking to this brilliant expert who's read every book ever published, but then they stopped reading a year ago. They know so much, but their world is completely frozen in time. So why does that happen?
Well, to really get why RAG is such a big deal, we first have to understand the core problems baked into standard large language models, or LLMs. We're going to look at why even the smartest AI can feel so outdated, and frankly, why it often acts like a mysterious black box.
And this right here really lays out the two sides of the coin. On one side, you have your standard LLM. Its knowledge is static. It's insanely expensive to update, and you have no idea where its answers are coming from. It's a black box. But on the other side, that's the dream. That's the ideal AI we're all trying to build. One with dynamic, current knowledge that we can actually update efficiently, and most importantly, one that's transparent and verifiable.
Here it is, the heart of the problem, the knowledge cutoff. The very moment an LLM finishes its massive training process, its knowledge is locked in. It's frozen. And from that day forward, this information gap starts to grow between the AI's world and our world. And it just gets wider and wider every single day.
So the obvious question is, why not just retrain the model every week? Keep it fresh, right? Well, the simple answer is it's just not practical at all. Retraining one of these huge models takes a mind-boggling amount of computing power, a ton of time, and it costs a fortune. It's like trying to rebuild an entire skyscraper from the ground up every single time you want to change the color of the paint in one office.
But what if you didn't have to rebuild the skyscraper? What if you could just give it a live news feed, or maybe a direct line to the world's best library? That is the exact idea behind Retrieval-Augmented Generation. That's RAG.
At its core, RAG is a framework that gives that brilliant but outdated expert a real-time connection to the outside world. Here's the key. Before the LLM even tries to answer your question, RAG goes out into the world and finds the most relevant, up-to-date information first.
And the way it works is beautifully simple. It's just a two-step process. First, when you ask a question, the retrieval part kicks in. It goes out and fetches these little snippets of current, relevant info from whatever knowledge source you've pointed it to. Then, the generation part takes over. The LLM looks at your original question and all that fresh information it just retrieved, and it uses both to create a much, much better and more accurate answer.
But RAG is about so much more than just fresh facts. Honestly, its biggest impact might be in making AI more reliable and accountable. This is where we start building systems that we can actually trust and, just as importantly, control.
And the impact here is just dramatic. When you enhance a standard model with RAG, the levels of user trust and developer control absolutely skyrocket. It's a fundamental shift from a system that's basically guessing to a system that knows and can prove how it knows.
So how does it build that trust? Well, it mainly comes down to transparency. For the first time, really, the AI can actually show its work. It doesn't just give you an answer out of thin air. It can show you exactly where it got the information from to put that answer together. And this phrase gets right to the heart of it, enabling LLMs to cite their information sources. This is a total game changer. It means we, the users, can actually go and verify the claims. It builds confidence, and it's a huge weapon in the fight against misinformation.
And for the people who are actually building these AI tools, the developers, RAG gives them a level of control they've never had before. They can dynamically switch out data sources, they can block the AI from seeing sensitive information, and they can monitor the entire process to make sure it's reliable and doing what it's supposed to.
Okay, so let's put all the pieces together and look at the bottom line. What's the real-world practical impact of RAG on technology, on business, on everything? Remember that whole nightmare scenario of retraining? Well, this is the payoff. Instead of that incredibly costly, time-consuming overhaul, RAG offers a smart, economical way to dynamically inject new knowledge. It is just a faster, cheaper, and way more sustainable way to keep an AI relevant.
And the beauty of it is that it can connect to almost anything. A RAG system can pull information from a company's internal documents, from up-to-the-minute research databases, live news websites, or even social media feeds. The knowledge source is totally flexible, and you can tailor it to whatever you need.
This summary table really brings it all home. On every single key metric, RAG is just a massive leap forward. We go from knowledge that's frozen in time to information that's current and dynamic. We go from crazy expensive retraining to cost-effective updates. And most importantly, we transform an opaque black box into a transparent system that we can actually verify and control. It's a genuine evolution for AI.
Which leaves us with one last pretty crucial question to think about. For years, we've had to deal with AI that just couldn't explain itself, but now it can finally show its work. So how is that going to change the way we use it? What does real accountability look like in an age where our AI is finally verifiable?